Now with more insight on the legal implications of the New York Attorney General and Manhattan DA case is Georgetown Law lecturer Frederick Lawrence. And Frederick, great to have you here on the Noon Show to kind of break down what's happening with the Trump organization and his business empires. First question, and the big question, I think, is what is the likelihood of any criminal behavior or charges reaching the former president or any of his family members?
That's the thing we're going to have to find out. The Trump organization is a very complex labyrinth with lots of layers and layers, but let's pierce through the whole thing. The question's going to be, what did former President Trump know and when did he know it? That's what the prosecutors are looking at. So decisions were made within the organization. Those led to decisions about tax filings. Those are all the things that the prosecutors are looking at. How much made it up to the level of Mr. Trump himself? That's what we're going to find out as this investigation goes on.
So I'm curious, because it's my understanding it's extremely rare for the Attorney General to team up with a district attorney's office and investigate one case. So I'm wondering, and this might be a little bit speculative, but what would the Attorney General have found, or what would have inclined her team to team up with the DA and look into this criminal investigation?
You're right that it's very rare. The classic cases for this was the organized crime strike force in New York, or when there was questions of union racketeering, the AG and the district attorney combined. So what this suggests to me is that the Attorney General in her investigation has found serious proof of the allegations. And keep in mind, when you move from civil to criminal, one of the key things is intent, is willfulness. It's not just negligence in filing forms, it's willfulness to defraud. So what this suggests to me, and yes, it's speculative, is that the Attorney General's office found enough to make them think there may be a criminal case here. They're joining forces with the district attorney, which has the prime criminal jurisdiction here.
And it's my understanding she's going to continue her civil investigation, which means lawsuits and, of course, financial restitution and fines, etc. But talk about the financial crimes aspect of this, because it's dealing with tax fraud, bank fraud, inflating valuations of businesses to get tax breaks and loans. What would be the penalty for something like that?
There could be serious penalties for this. Certainly, there could be restitution for all the taxes that weren't paid. Certainly, there could be restitution with respect to any of the defrauded banks who lent money based on inflated rates of assets that were used as collateral. But on top of that, once you move into the criminal realm, there could be criminal penalties. One of the things to watch here is who winds up cooperating, if anyone does. The chief financial officer of the Trump organization has been squeezed very, very tightly. This went by kind of quickly, but there was a subpoena that the district attorney served on the school in New York, Columbia Prep and Grammar, where that chief financial officer's grandchildren went. Why would they do that? Because there are allegations that that tuition was paid by the Trump organization. In other words, it was a kind of compensation for that chief financial officer, and it appears that he never paid taxes on it.
Oh. All right. So, of course, they have a lot to wade through. It'll be very interesting to see how this all unfolds. Frederick Lawrence, always great to have you here on the show. Thank you so much again for your time, especially on such short notice. Until next time.